from Grums, and this is only 8 seconds long. It is an AI clip, and he says, "We're now officially in the age of nothing is real. AI is going to make news insane in the near future. Imagine doing this with something far more subtle: bad actors field day." Imagine if this technology got in the hands of communists and Marxists. It's almost impossible to tell if it's real or not, and they can make it seem real and scare a country into a nuclear war. I'm not even joking or exaggerating. This is scary shit. This is scary shit. But here's this one. This is 8 seconds long. Here we go.
In shocking news, J.K. Rowling's yacht sank with her on board after being attacked by orcas off the coast of Turkey.
Truly tragic. What a way to go for J.K. Rowling, of all people. And you'd think that would be it. But no. There's a whole lot more. This is from Mintoy. They said, Google VO3 realism just broke the internet yesterday. This is 100% AI. 10 wild examples. First one. Now, this is kind of like a Haktua girl, but fake. And if you were to tell me that this was real, like if I didn't tell you guys straight up it's AI, if you just watch this, tell me if you could tell. Seriously, tell me.
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
Like you can kind of tell the soulless look in her eyes that it's still kind of like, okay, it's missing a soul. But I'm telling you guys, the soul is what comes next, and that's what's scary. These are all like very short clips, but there's a whole bunch of examples. So that's a street interview that never happened. Here we go. We got stand-up comedy telling a joke that never happened. So here we go. This is another. They're all 8-second clips, which must be what the Google VO allows, because that was the same thing that Grumps was sharing as well. So this is a 8-second clip of a fake comedian that is 100% AI.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
VO3 is limited to 8 seconds max, says Gristle McThornberry, which makes a lot of sense because these are all 8 seconds. But again, just wait for VO4 and 5 or whatever they call it, because yikes. Here's another one. Man is running through beautiful summer parks at dawn. He is out of breath. He slows and stops, looks at the camera and says while panting, "Run AI with an API. Use replicate," and then he carries on running. Then replicate text fades into the end.
Run AI with an API. Use replicate.
I mean, sure, you can tell it's fake, but I mean, it also sounds like it's an advertisement. Number 3, 100% prompted via VO3, created with Google Flow. Visuals, sound design, and voice were prompted using VO3 text to video. The other, I mean, I know we're talking doom and gloom with this stuff, guys, but there is a positive benefit to it where now literally anyone can make their own movie. So, before the world blows itself up from all this and miscommunication, but here we go.
When we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
Stay sharp. These fuckers are nasty and dangerous. Stay alert.
I mean, it's almost like a Starship Troopers vibe, the way he talked to the camera there, but like there are movies that have this vibe already, which is wild. Elusive Fan says, Hollywood is cooked. Why I am going to watch your season of Woke Slop Season 2 when I can generate exactly what I'm looking for? Well, you don't even need to be the one that generates it, by the way. This might be YouTube 2. This stuff might be the sequel to what we watch and do now. You know how I always say, like, I don't know how long a YouTuber's career can last or how long this is sustainable for. There's always going to be something that you need to adapt to when the technology gets there. This might be where people go. And that is not like a wild thing to say. Like this kind of thing could completely disrupt the entire market of streaming, where it's like, no, everyone just wants to share and watch and maybe group watch the latest user generated AI movies and stuff like that. That might actually be where it goes. So this Excel gamer, I can assure you guys, last I checked, unless we're living in a simulation, I am real. But I cannot guarantee that we are not in a simulation. So.
What the hell happened here? Where are the bodies?
This kind of feels like the Naked Gun, where they're right next to each other, shooting right at each other and missing the entire time, over and over and over again. They're like literally shooting at each other from like a foot away. I mean, is it perfect? No, obviously not. But I mean, think about this too. Here's another angle that I don't think people are really thinking about right now, because all we have is the current tech to look at. But what can come from this is what's really fascinating. Again, assuming we don't use it to blow ourselves up. But what if there's procedurally generated video games based off of AI prompts, and the AI is smart enough to continue doing this, and instead of 8 seconds compiled over and over, it's able to do it like minutes or hours in advance, where it pre-programs it all out way ahead of time, and it procedurally generates, and it's like a different experience for everyone every single time. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Ravixi says, already a thing, and I called it 4 years ago. I'm not trying to claim like I'm the first one to say this, by the way. Please don't take it that way. But yes. Demonic 114 Spart says, I don't think this chat is real. You have to donate to find out. That's my best DSP. Fortnite gameplay that never happened. How about this one? I don't think VO3 is supposed to be generating Fortnite gameplay. Wait, so not only is it a fake streamer, but this is completely fake Fortnite in front of them. I have not seen this one. This is crazy.
Yes! Woo! Victory Royale with a pickaxe!
Guys, this is like legit scary stuff. I wonder how it's going to pan out if YouTube needs to allow this content, if they're going to have a different bucket for it where they have to click that box that says this is AI generated content. I wonder if they already see that happening, and they want to, once it starts getting like bigger and bigger, be able to have two different sections of YouTube where there is a hard line between this is AI 100% or this is a real person. And that way it allows the users to pick which one. How about this one? Make characters in video talk just from prompt. We can talk. I spent 2 hours playing with VO3, Google DeepMind, and it blew my mind now that I can do sound. It can talk, and this is all out of the box. All right, here we go.
We can talk.
No more silence.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
I need to do this and put this together to make like a advertisement for Smash JT.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very good.
It's very fun.
I can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes,
can talk.
No.
Yes.
We can talk as cartoons. This is amazing.
Imagine
my
all
God.
the narrative possibilities.
We can sing talk.
Let's talk.
So, what are we going to talk about now? What are we going to talk about now that we can talk?
I have no idea. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, she's like a real woman. That one hit a little too close to home.
Now that I can talk.
No.
Yeah.
I know she's AI, but she should probably be watching the road.
I don't know if I have something to say.
We can talk about how magical this is.
I'm a hallucination.
I want to say something important, something deep. The future is still in our hands.
That's cliche dialogue.
Let's not talk.
J-Dub says empty and soulless. I mean, I'll give you that. There are some of these that are better than others. But again, this is Gen 3. Just wait for Gen 4. A VO3 AI experiment. No additional talk sounds added. That's crazy. This is crazy stuff. This is exactly. Some of these are very uncanny. Blair says, I hate this. Members only says, it's getting there. Good point, Radioactive. What isn't empty and soulless these days? Imagine if they start using this for ads. This will wreck the ad jobs. This is going to wreck everything. It might start with ads. Marketing budgets are going to be collapsed. It's like we don't need to spend millions upon millions of dollars to have these high production cost advertisements anymore. We don't need to employ hundreds of people to put a marketing budget and advertisement budget together and put these commercials and everything. It's like, no, we'll just have one dude do it with an AI prompt. It's crazy. And you could say, oh, should the government step in and be like, you shouldn't be allowed to do this? Nope. Because if the government does that, that means we're going to fall behind from China. Because if you start limiting what your country is allowed to do with it, other countries are going to continue and pushing forward and more, and they're going to be far ahead of where we are with it in the future. It literally is an arms race of modern technology. And guys, I found the modern audience. It's all AI, and they're all fake. Here's another one. Google VO3. Vals Noval says there's a movie in 1980 about this called Looker. I'll have to check that out. One of my favorite movies of all time, early 90s, called Sneakers. I've mentioned it many times before in the past. And I've had people even tag me on X after I've mentioned it, telling me they watched it and I was right about how awesome Sneakers is. And Sneakers is one of those early takes on hacking and technology. And while it doesn't necessarily talk about the AI future, it talks about the wars being fought in the future are not being fought with guns and bombs, that they're being fought with ones and zeros. And it's all hacker fighting against each other in the future. There's something to be said for it. That's all. But yes, I will check out Looker. Never heard about it. And I strongly recommend Sneakers. It's Gristle, I agree. It's not just one of the best hacker movies ever made. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 10 movies of all time. And no one ever talks about it. It's such a great movie. Might be in my top 5, depending on how I'm feeling that day. Anyways, Google VO3 just made a huge leap in AI video. AI video just made a huge leap. Okay, is this guy AI? We've jumped from Commodore 64 to the first PC on the timeline. Here we go.
Chuck wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if
Hey, it's The Last of Us.
woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That's how I can be a better dad. I got to remember that one.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
I mean, it's clearly fairly limited on what it can do right now, but still, the fact that it's able to do this is wild. Pythagoras explaining his theorem. Pythagoras' explanation of his theorem in ancient Greece, video and audio generated by VO3 native.
The sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the square of the longest side.
Sitcom episodes that never happened. Good Lord, VO3 keeps alternating between being stunned and laughing my ass off.
So this is an AI video about nothing?
It's about nothing. Who would watch a video about nothing?
That's literally every sitcom that ever existed. Sitcoms are toast. Tech conference that never happened. Before you ask, yes, everything is AI here. The video and sound both coming from a single text prompt using VO3 by Google DeepMind. Whoever is cooking the model, let him cook. This is a fake tech conference. Guys, we're going to be able to do our own fake Nintendo Directs with prompts in the future.
Welcome to a non-existent car show. Let's see some opinions.
I mean, man, the acceleration is crazy. You look far, step on the pedal, and you are there.
I feel safe with him in an SUV, and it seems to be like the right type of car for him.
I think the range is only going to get better. Sorry.
We don't want to drive gas cars anymore.
Yeah, no more gas cars.
Okay, I don't believe this is AI anymore. This is real. This is absolutely real. These people live outside of Portland, Oregon. This is not AI.
Cars.
You can see I'm kind of a misfit here, but don't tell anyone. I've just bought an electric car.
I think it's really great for families and for little babies with all the safety features that these SUVs have.
Dude, get away from her kid.
But what you're really seeing is that technology is going to be very, very important in terms of how we go forward.
It was great to
Hell's angles. Yes.
come to the conference because my husband loves cars.
I think I have to buy an EV now. I love my muscle cars, but I try to stay as healthy as I can so I can make it to the next car show.
I mean, it's pretty useless and pointless currently, but I mean, sure, you could use this for positive entertainment purposes. But again, I keep going back to, I feel like much more nefarious things will happen with this. And here's another one. Singing and music videos just from a single prompt. Google VO3 can create singing and music videos from a single prompt. Oh God, this, I haven't seen any of these, so this ought to be interesting. I wanted to experience these with you guys live, so like true AI would.
We're gonna light up the sky.
I'm not sure I can go on.
Now, the way YouTube works with their AI, as far as I understand, is it's like a trust me bro system where you tell them, hey, this is not AI when you upload it. But I think they just currently have to just take your word for it. I don't know if they have a system in place where they can like know for sure. And as this gets better and better and better, there's going to be no way for them to know. And you can have people create literally entire YouTube channels from prompts, and you won't even have to do anything, and it will just progressively create the new generated material automatically and post it automatically. Like literally it will be a channel and it will be fake the entire time. It already happens right now. Like it's just people can tell right now. If you enjoyed this thread, follow them. I'll share this in the chat right now because this is a banger thread here. I'm sure there's other ones as well, but my goodness. It's generated using VO3 from a single prompt. That is crazy. Crazy stuff. That's kind of what we have to look forward to or be scared of. This is the future that the Terminator warned us about. So enjoy it, guys. I fear and I weep for the future generations. I'm glad we grew up when we did, because I foresee this being a major hurdle for society, and it's going to be here probably in the next decade or so. It's going to be that quick. Gristle McThornberry for the 5-banger says, don't be surprised if Twitch creates star streamers they push that are completely AI in an attempt to survive. Honestly, I'm sure that there are people out there that would say, if you had the choice between Hassan or AI that doesn't manipulate viewers and potentially radicalize people, most people would be like, yeah, you know what? I'd rather it just be the basic AI instead of a crazy radicalizing terrorist platformer. So yeah, that might be a direction they go. And I think they might do it and announce it as like a positive. You know how they spin stuff in media? They'd be like, guess what we're doing as a major exciting rollout at Twitch. And then just have a bunch of fake people that they are putting forward just to try to grind money out of people for watching AI slop all day. Instead of watching my slop, because my slop is better than AI slop. Damn it. An anonymous person that is my buddy, but anonymous to you guys, has let me know that they are in the industry. I'll put it that way. And they say, I can confirm they want AI VTubers that interact with an audience 24/7 and that the company owns them so that they can get 100% of the cut, as opposed to actual humans working on the platform and getting some of the cut. They just want fake AI to do all of it. I don't think that will ever work though. Cuz I think about myself, like I don't watch AI stuff. Like that's not interesting to me. The whole dynamic of YouTube is because it's human to human. Like that's what bonds people. That's why we have like a conversation going with the chat right now. Now, could AI do that? I mean, it's scary stuff. It's scary stuff. If you can't decipher between AI and a human, what will determine what's real and what's not? I ran into that on an X conversation when I was sure that the person replying to me, this is a couple months ago, I was sure the person replying to me was a bot. I was sure. Like the thing that they said was so generic, and it was like literally an interaction bot where it just said something that was broken English and it barely made any sense. And I quote tweeted it being like, bot found, haha. And then they replied and they're like, I'm not a bot, I'm a person. And I'm like, prove it. And they wrote, how do you want me to prove it? We had this whole conversation going. So I went over to Grok and I was like, hey, Grok, if I'm talking to an AI, how do I make them prove that they're a person? And Grok's like, bro, I got nothing for you. There's nothing you can ask someone on the internet for them to respond with something that you can't tell if they're human or not. That's the whole dead internet theory coming to life right there.